Hello, Throwback Thursday, October 18th, 2018. Steve Sipress here on an extremely shocking and sad note today. Good friend and a great marketer and superstar of sales and marketing, helped tens and hundreds of thousands of people, Frank Rumbauskas. I got the news today. The news is spreading like wildfire through the marketing expert industry. Frank was just one of the best. Passed away unexpectedly at the way too young age of 45 years old. What he accomplished in that short time, nothing short of amazing. I first found Frank. Ace is here. Good seeing you. And Ace, you might know, because I first found Frank about 12, 13 years ago when I was working for a Yellow Pages publisher. And as most incredibly stupid companies and equally really stupid and inept sales managers, as Frank often wrote and told about, their entire system of generating new business is based on cold calling. And Ace says he was the same age. Right. Well, life is short. You never know. And so there I was with the mantra of our manager, swing some more doors. Get out there and swing some doors. Yes, selling sucks, one of Frank's books. And so swing some doors, meaning get out there and cold call on people that can't stand the Yellow Pages and therefore hate you, and you're interrupting them and you're bothering them and they don't want to talk to you and all that kind of crap. Ugly, unpleasant, uphill style of selling. So there I was with the system of, well, you got a cold call. I hated cold calling, knew it sucked, even though I did 9 years of door-to-door sales. That's totally different. I'm not going to get into it today what the difference is, but for generating leads for a complex, intangible sale, cold calling is incredibly stupid, especially if you're looking to give advice to people and set yourself up as someone who is an expert, whose advice should be trusted. Well, you lose all that when you do cold calling, because it sends a sign, if only subconsciously, people realize you're a schmuck. You're a loser who's doing cold calling. And so I searched on the internet to find someone to help me do cold calling. And what did I find? The brilliant marketer, Frank Rumbauskas, was buying the AdWords for cold calling. And the title of his book was Never Cold Call Again. And cold calling is a waste of time. And selling sucks. And the Never Cold Call internet version. I mean, I had all this stuff, all his courses, LinkedIn course, Facebook course. I bought everything Frank ever did. And it helped me, and it will continue to help me and my clients for the rest of my life. And through the rippling effect forever. Frank will just, he's got that kind of a legacy because he taught very simple but very powerful systems, similar, some identical to what I teach now, what I taught a lot of people, and I have incorporated a lot of Frank's teachings into my own offerings and how I help my clients to avoid having to ever do cold calling or any kind of grunt work like that. Go to networking. Man, I meet people, how do you get your clients to go to networking meetings? That's cold calling. Just cold calling into a room and seeing people you never met and, selling them on your crap. It sucks. It's stupid. It's counterproductive. And there's a lot better ways of doing it. You set up systems, and that's what Frank taught. But, that's Frank professionally. As a person, man, exactly the type of guy you'd want to know, because he pulled no punches, no BS, straight talk, straight to the point. Frank told it like it is in all of his materials. If you've read any of his books, taken any of his courses, he just tells you like it is. Like you can see the title of his book, Selling Sucks. That's it. And that's what I teach to my clients. You'll never see me selling anybody. I listen and ask questions and find out what people want. And if I have it, I offer it to them. If not, I can help them find somebody else. And if they want that help, they say, let's do it. I don't sell them. I took on a new client yesterday. Sent me a Facebook message. Met him about, 15 years ago. Haven't seen him in a long time. what's up, what's new, what's going on. He put in a friend request on Facebook, and we were going back and forth a little bit. And he talked to me about some things he was going on and projects and what's going on. And I said, you can call me anytime. He said, I'll just call you now. And then he said, I need you. And I need you to coach me and help me with this new project I'm doing. And I'll pay you. And I just want to send you money. And so I sent him over a form. And he signed it and scanned it back in an email. And that's it. And that happens all the time. Because selling sucks. And attracting the ideal clients that you want to work for is where it's at. And that's what Frank was all about. But again, as a person, man, Frank was also just the epitome of an entrepreneur. Even though he's from New Jersey, he moved to Texas. In America, that's pretty much the home for someone who believes in personal freedom and self-reliance. That's what Texas is all about, and that's where Frank belonged, because that's what he was all about. No nonsense, no BS. Tell it like it is, live it like it is. And when I heard this shocking news, Frank's sudden passing out of nowhere, part of me was like, man, it's not out of nowhere. All last year, I was going back and forth with Frank to interview him for my Rhino Daily podcast and the cover of my Rhino Monthly magazine. And we had set up an appointment. And then he said, I'm not feeling well, gotta reschedule it. I got this cough I can't get rid of. I could go back through the messages, but I just remember it was something like that. Oh, we're having a beautiful sunset over here as the sun is setting over the mountains. I don't know if you can see that real well. And the birds are chirping up on my roof, because this is about the time of day they come back. We have a dozen parakeets live in our house, and they come back at dusk. And so I'll let you enjoy that beautiful sunset. Well, pretty fitting, I guess, as the sunset on one of the greats, Frank Rumbauskas. He was saying, I'm not feeling well, got to reschedule. There's a birdie right up there on the roof. Hello, Mr. Birdie. And then it went on for another couple of weeks, another month, and, I'm not feeling well, got this cough, can't get rid of it, blah, blah, blah. So, to honor the family and their privacy, details have not known by anybody I've asked to talk to about how he died or from what, but I have an inkling because he just wasn't doing well for months on end last year. And recently I saw he put a couple of posts out on Facebook again, and I'm like, maybe I ought to get back to him and say, Frank, are you ready now? You want to do it? And man, so wishing I did that interview and had him on the cover forever of Rhino Monthly magazine and on the Rhino Daily podcast. We missed that, folks. But Frank lives on. I'm pretty sure that all his books are available on Amazon.com, and they're in bookstores, and you can probably get his, I don't know if you can get his courses, maybe somebody will take over, or at least they'll sell out of what they got, or I don't know how it works. And all my stuff is in storage. We're going to be moving soon. Otherwise, I'd show you right here. I got everything Frank ever did. And made a lot of money from it, had a lot of fun with it, solved a lot of problems, and helped a lot of people do the same. And so, just a great guy. In real life, I got an opportunity to meet him at an event, I don't know, about 7 or 8 years ago. Somebody just said he was there, or I heard he was there, or he was mentioned from the stage as, one of the stars in the audience, and I was too, of course. We were all the top people were mentioned from the stage by the host of the event, and I made a beeline on the next break right over to Frank, and I said, man, you really saved me when I had that stupid job where they wanted me to cold call, and thanks to Frank, I never cold called. I put systems into place, and now that's what I do for my clients. You never have to cold call, folks. You can read Frank's stuff. You can call me. You can send me a Facebook message or a tweet or a carrier pigeon or however you want to get a hold of me, and I'll help you out, because anyone that's doing that, getting their business from going to networking meetings, that's good as a bonus. Cold calling, prostituting yourself, in other words, putting yourself out as if you're an expert when you're obviously a schmo if you're cold calling. Just really bad thing to do for business. And there's a much better way. And Frank was one of the leaders in that. And I know we talked about it, he had a book that is coming out, I think, next year. And I think it was, if I got it straight, it was called, I could be wrong, but I think he named it something fitting for Frank. I think it was going to be called Sales badassery. I think that's what he was going to call it. Sales badassery. Is that Frank or what? So, it's a poignant Throwback Thursday to one of the greats. These birdies are yipping and yapping, aren't they? There's two of them. You know, they do hang around in pairs. They're right up there on the... I don't know if you can see them on the edge of the roof there. A couple of parakeets. They are kind of pretty. Red and green and yellow, and they're yipper-yappering. They're saying, wrap it up, Steve. It's enough of the video for today. So to anyone that knew Frank, and for those especially who didn't get to know him, man, we all miss him. What a reminder of how short life is. Make the most of it. Help as many people as you can. Give as much value as you can. That's what being a successful entrepreneur is all about. Frank lived it. He personified it. And his legacy will live on. He'll certainly live through me and all of my clients that are helped by Frank's teachings, his courses, and by just knowing him. What a super, super guy. I just can't, I'm thinking about his wife, his family. What a loss. Anyway, that'll do it. Jeff is here. Great tribute. Yeah, I don't know. Thanks. It's kind of all over the place, wasn't it? Because I just turned on the camera and that's it. A lot more on my mind if you knew him. I'd love to talk to you and tell some Frank stories, because, man, he was a great storyteller, wasn't he? As all great persuaders and influencers are. And if you read Frank's stuff, it was nothing but great stories. The favorites, of course, were the stories about the incredibly stupid sales managers that are out there. If you've ever been in sales, you know that you've had an incredibly stupid sales manager whose, quote, system was go cold call and not back you up with any kind of marketing at all, and just throw you out there like you're in the opening scene in the Tom Hanks movie, Storming the Beach of Omaha, and getting the crap blown out of you. At the very least, put some systems in place to soften the beachhead, as they say, and help out your sales team. Don't just throw them out there like an idiot and say cold call. Go get Frank's books, read them all, and live them. And think about Frank and his family as you do. And Phil says, sorry to hear, yeah, it's a tough one. And John is here, and a whole bunch of other people. I'm sorry I didn't say hello to everybody, but I see there's a whole bunch of people here. Melody, Alex, Jeremy, Janet, Everett, Jeff, Rob, Kathy, Wally, on and on and on and on. Thanks everyone being here today. That'll do it for Throwback Thursday. I'll be back tomorrow on Foundation Friday. I'll give you a foundational tip to help build your business in honor of Frank. I'm pretty sure it'll be something to do with sales. Hope you'll join me then. Thanks for being here today. Over and out.